cakes in Cairo. It was the craziest thing. Hey, everybody. Welcome. It's Monday night. Welcome to MCU Mondays. Can I help you, sir? Right here on Geek News Now with a special cameo by my youngest Samuel. Andrew Haley is already online. Hey, Andrew, how are you, sir? We are here to talk about Loki. We're a little over the mid-season right now, right? Four episodes of 6. We got 2 episodes left, and then the Marvels, and then who knows? With the writer strike and the actor strike still going on? No,
writer strike's over.
The writers are over. Yeah.
Yeah.
The writers are done. The actors are still duking it out. But I heard that there might be some. What you call it? Progress. That's a good word. Yes, progress. I don't know which way, but sure, progress. Yes, we are excited to talk Loki. But before we talk Loki, I think we need to run our intro. How about that? So let's play the intro, and then we'll get right into Loki. So here we go. Once again, thank you, Chris, for enlightening us with the music. We love to see it. Watched some. Chris was playing something online the other night.
I know he's been on TikTok a lot playing games, Mario, and I don't know.
No, I think this was something more serious. Baldur's Gate or something. Scarif is online. Hey, Scarif, how are you?
Scarif, thank you for coming.
And
also you, Andrew. Thank you for coming.
Hang on a minute. I've got people yelling in my background, and now my printer's going off. So it's chaos, absolute pandemonium.
You have chaos, and I have Chewy.
No, there you go. I haven't seen. Well, we'll see Chewy's butt here in a minute. I'm sure.
I can hear her. She's
stalking.
Zooming. She's got her zoomies going. So I'm sure her tail will make an appearance.
Of course. Oh my gosh! Now the dogs are going off. Okay. I think we have reached a state of quiet. For now. Yes, absolutely. You are right. Just this particular Monday is madness at my house. So let's talk Loki. Actually, before we talk Loki, I want to look at this. We got a season 2, the mid-season trailer for Loki. Debbie, you sent this to me
today, this morning.
Was it today? All of my days have run together lately, so we're gonna take a peek at this and just kind of look at the. We've got one more. Yeah, he's still here. We've got 2 more episodes coming up, so we're gonna hit play on this and take a look at the season 2 mid-season trailer. Good stuff going on.
Loki, how much do you know?
Let's assume I don't know much, but I'm a fast learner and I'm a god.
Well, let's start at the beginning.
Here we go. All of existence is in grave danger. The TVA is gone.
I think you mean ATV, and no, we got in 2 of them last week.
I need everyone to help us fix it.
Oh, it's a party.
Loki, if you're too late, you will be lost to time forever. And Mobius will lose all of his skin.
Here we go. Listen to me carefully. Hit the green button. It can be a little sticky.
Don't overthink it. So it's now or never.
There's something you have to see.
Loki, you are getting desperate.
I lost it. One time, I held the whole of New York City hostage with an alien army. It happens.
Okay, so we're looking at this, and I don't. Did you catch the subtle? I don't know if it was a. It said believe, and
Then it
every
said
letter in that lie. Yeah, I was gonna say every letter except for lie within believe flickered. So I'm anxious. This episode was a holy smokes. This is what you wanted to see in episode 3, because this is the bad guys are winning. Everything's going crummy in the hero's journey. This is the end of the second act. So I guess this would be right about where it needs to be. But TVA is falling apart. Renslayer's at the end of time with Miss Minutes. And what did she tell her? She said something about you're not gonna like it, or you're not gonna like him. And she showed him what happened, and basically he said, "Yes, we won the war. Blah blah blah. Everything's good now. Yada yada yada. Go wipe her mind." So
Protocol 42.
Yeah, Order 66. I mean, yes. No, wrong franchise. Wrong franchise. So anyway, she finds out, and then they presumably, I mean, you've got to think Miss Minutes kind of is in charge of things, so putting them at the end of time, it was like, did you ever see the Chipmunks movie with Alvin and the Chipmunks with Jason Lee, the newer ones? There was one scene at the end of that kind of reminded me of this episode. And at the end, he said, I thought he kidnapped you guys. He said, we're talking chipmunks. We have a basic grasp of the English language. I think we can get out of a dog cage. And so it was like, duh. So I'm looking at this going, oh, Miss Minutes. Yeah, she's at the end of time. That means nothing to her. Miss Minutes is like, it's almost like she is time. I'll buy that.
I mean, she's evil, but I love her. I mean,
and her voice when she was talking to Renslayer about this, she didn't have if you'll notice her voice, the inflection on her voice changed, and it was very serious, very stoic. It wasn't the customer service voice, if you will. So it was it was definitely look, this is serious and this is going down right now. And even when she was talking to He Who Remains right there, and he says, Order 48, and she came up and she was like, "Hey boss, want a game of chess?" "No, it's time to execute Order 48.
42.
Sure? Whatever. 66. So she was very much like she went into that mode again, to where it was like nice, quiet.
Is it time?
Serious. It's just like a serious kind of thing. She anyway. Is it time? Yes, it's time. Then we move to Victor. Victor Timely's in the TVA now. He's looking around. When Victor met Obi for the first time, I don't know.
They were just falling all over each
I,
other.
I, that was one of those times when I was like, oh, I saw that coming. I saw that coming a mile away. They're going to get him to the TV because he says something about, he said something in the last episode about, the man that wrote this Ouroboros, he was just a great man. And then, and see, this is where time, not movies, TV shows, movies, things like that, this really screws me up because Ouroboros was written or exists because of Victor Timely, and Victor Timely is who he is because of Ouroboros.
I don't know. Something's wacky with OB because I mean I know time runs differently back there or down there, over there, whatever.
In there.
Yeah, in there, but it's
Around
like he never leaves. He never sleeps. So is he really human? And of course,
Well,
his mind is
he's not a variant. I think they
I
said
wonder
that.
if he's like AI or something, or
If he's like Miss Minutes, but that would be a good one because Miss Minutes was talking about she didn't get a body last time. Now I wonder if Obi is the exact same thing, except he has a body, and Miss Minutes hates him on some level because of that, because he got the body.
it'd be.
Ooh.
It's just all weird. It's.
I will not eat them with a goat, and I will not eat them in a boat. I will not eat them here or there. I will not eat them anywhere. So I don't know. Yeah, see, I'm sitting here thinking about this, and as we talk about it, I'm like, what if you start theorizing as you start talking about it. So maybe that's one of the good things about not binging a whole season all at once. You just watch one episode and you sit and digest that one episode and talk about it, and then when the next one comes, it's like, yes, of course. Now it all makes sense. Kind of.
Sort of.
Kind of, sort of. So anyway, they sign each other's books. Hey, can we sign later? Save the world now, sign later.
We're only on a time limit here, people.
Yeah, I know, right? And his idea, we run into a Back to the Future. Did you catch the Back to the Future scene? I was wondering.
The first thing I thought of when
I was like, please excuse this model. It's not to scale, and I only had time to put one coat of paint on it, and I didn't have time to build the all of us. Like, just tell us what you want to do. It doesn't matter. Who cares?
Yeah, that was great.
So I was looking at it with the Back to the Future lines. And then, of course, Victor seems to know exactly how to fix the issue. He has his
Bloom multiplier. Is that what he calls it?
It's just a prototype.
Yeah.
It's just a prototype. And so him and Obi and what's the other guy's name? I was just thinking of it. I actually literally just watched the episode before we started this. I was downstairs watching. Casey, thank you. So Casey and Obi and Victor are all working on the thing. They jump to all the pruners and judges and everything that are in
in the cell,
the holding cell right now. Yeah. And what's her name goes in there and basically appeals to them and says, hey, look, something bad could happen. Are you gonna fight with us, or are you gonna fight for us, or are you gonna fight against us, kind of thing? Basically appealing to their humanity, if you will.
Morals and humanity.
Because I mean, at the end of the day, they are human. They're variants of other humans, but they are human. at the end of the day. So, and then what happened? Whoa. Okay. What happened next? It was
Loki and Sylvie in the pie room.
yeah, they left him to work. And what is the movie? Great. While they're working on that, let's go get some pie. The end of the world is coming, and you want to go get some pie.
Well, she kind of laid into him because he still hasn't faced his possible real life
Right.
that he had. So yeah, Sylvie was laying into him pretty good.
And obviously, just based on that preview, we're probably going to see it. Whether he sees his, because he says in that preview that we just watched, he says, "No, I think it's not TVA, it's ATV. We got 2 of them in this morning." So it looks like maybe he was a salesman for.
Well, that's where. Yeah.
I'll have to take your word for it. I did not watch those movies. I'm sorry. Yeah, when somebody says they want pie, I think of Men in Black, and J and K always go get pie. That's my pie thing.
I always think of Dean Winchester from Supernatural.
Oh, everybody's got their own pie thing.
Pie.
Yeah. Oh, but it's almost Thanksgiving. It's almost time for pie. Yes. Get some pecan pie, some pumpkin pie. Oh yeah. It'll all be good. I'm looking forward to it. Anyway. They go to get pie, and Sylvie still goes to get pie. And of course they have the I don't know, the heart to heart with Loki. You can see Loki changing.
Well, I mean, she's all up in arms and she's still pissed off that, she's back there again trying to save the TVA or whatever. And yeah, Loki gets all, I was going to say psychological. That is not it.
Righteous.
Glorious
purpose.
Physiological. Whatever. Anyways, he's saying annihilation is easy, but trying to fix what's broken is hard. Hope is hard. And you just can't give people free will and walk away. You have to watch and protect them.
Rebellions are built on hope.
And it's up to them to be better than he who remains.
And she says that almost sounds like that's almost like playing God or something like that.
We are gods.
We are gods. I am a god, you dull creature.
Yeah. But he's not on the power trip he was back then. So he has really, as far as we can tell so far, he has changed.
Yeah. Then Miss Minutes starts messing with things. Well, Miss Minutes and Renslayer show up, and they try to recruit the. They do the same thing except meaner. And here's your Miss Minutes' evil thing. And even Renslayer to some degree was. Oh yeah, it is next week. I was gonna. No. Because next episode's Thursday, so next week would be the last episode. I was just thinking the same thing. I was like, no, we still got 2 episodes left. We still got 2 weeks. And it's like, oh, we're in the last week.
Time.
It's that clock. She's messing with things.
Oh Lord. Time is different when you get old, Andrew. I know you're a young pup, but when you get to be my age, it just kind of all blurs together. You don't know what day it is. It's awful.
I mean, just yesterday it was like 4th of July, and the day before that it was New Year's. So
Yeah, it does. It runs all together anymore. The years go by a lot faster.
and tomorrow's Halloween, so we're already there.
Yeah.
End of the year already. Okay. Side note, Debbie, do you do anything special for Halloween? Anything for spooky season, or do you just sit at home and turn off the lights and ignore the knocks on the doors? Oh,
That's what I do. Well, we don't have hardly any kids in our neighborhood. It's there
you
are
live in a retirement village? Is that what it is? Senior
Easy.
citizen.
there are some young families, but a lot of them are well, I mean, I'm old, but they're a lot older, so yeah.
Gotcha.
So, but I think around here a lot of people go to the trunk and treats.
Oh, right.
So,
We went to one last night, actually. I was like, why not do it on Tuesday? Tuesday's Halloween. Why do you got to do it on Sunday?
school's the next day.
Who cares? Halloween comes once a year. Let them stay out late and have some fun and caramelize themselves with all that sugar and give themselves cavities. Anyway, no, we go trick or treating. We have a 12-foot skeleton out in our front yard. We hand out candy. We do the whole thing. So I took Luke out one year. This was a little funny story. Went to the house. The house had the lights on, and that's like the universal signal of I'm giving out candy as my lights are on. The lights were on. The door was open except for the screen door, right? So Luke goes up and he rings the doorbell. We see the guy sitting right there in his chair in the living room. He gets up, walks to the door, shuts the door in Luke's face, turns the light out, and locks it.
Oh
I was
my
like,
god.
wow, what a jerk.
He didn't even say, "I'm sorry, I forgot today was Halloween. I don't have any."
Or I don't have any candy. I've run out of candy. Nothing.
Wow, even I wouldn't do that, and I'm a mean person.
Awful. I was like, you don't have an apple in a basket. You just give him an apple.
I mean, the first year we lived here, I mean, I bought a crap ton of candy, had my porch light on. Nothing. And then I realized, oh yeah, most of the neighborhood is retirees and old people. So
we had one a few years back. It was it rained on Halloween Day, so that night everybody was like panicked because it was raining and it was cold and they didn't want to be out Halloween night. And so the mall said, hey, just come to the mall and we're going to have all the stores and they're going to be giving out candy. And well, Luke and I drove out to the mall and the lines were out the door. People were still standing outside waiting in line to go through the mall. I was like, screw that. I said, let's just go back to the neighborhood. There'll be people handing out candy. We were the only ones trick-or-treating in every house that we went to. People were just like, here, take as much as you want because we don't want this in our house and nobody's coming. And man, we had to go empty his bag like 3 times. And one of these houses was giving out full-size bars and they were giving out handfuls of them. I was like, oh, score. The daddy tax is going to be good this year. Anyway,
it's going to be like 30 Halloween.
I think our high tomorrow is 48.
Because my daughter was saying she has a witch outfit, and then her husband had bought a Lord of the Rings costume. I can't remember the name, but he's scary looking, and he has a big sword, and he wears all black, and he kind of looks like a Dementor.
He's
what he looks like.
He's is from
Starts
Lord
with-
of the Rings.
Yeah, starts with a G, I think.
The G.
I think. I don't know.
I was just thinking one of the ring wraiths or the Witch King, maybe.
I don't know, but he bought it out because, yes, that's what it is.
Nazgul. There you go. Yeah, that's the ring wraiths.
Anyways, because last year it wasn't too bad. the weather wasn't too bad. So they sat out on the porch and, so the kids could come out. But Steph texted me today. She goes, yeah, I don't think we're going to sit on the porch this year. It's going to be too cold, especially after the sun goes down.
I
So.
know, right? Okay. Avocado's trying to get us back on track here. I still don't like how. Oh, I'm reading it. I should put it up there. Hey. I still don't like how they made Miss Minutes like Kang. Well, Kang created Miss Minutes, an artificial intelligence. What was it they said in they said something about this in Infinity War. If we take the stone out of Vision, there's still an awful lot. There's Tony, there's Bruce, there's Ultron. There's still an awful lot of Vision left. So Miss Minutes being an AI
and created
by Kang. There's an awful lot of Kang in there. So, you kind of got to take it like that. And she's evil, just like Kang, supposedly. Timely gets
holding cell.
Oh yes, the holding cell. They use that
box.
Yeah, and they
shrinking box.
They smush everybody.
Oh my god! And Miss Minutes back there is just sitting there.
She's just kind of grinning at it.
I'm like she was getting off on that.
And they never showed it either. You still got to maintain that PG. I mean, obviously something awful happened,
but you could kind of hear it. You could hear like
you could hear it
sounds.
But even when what's her name walked
sounds.
Even when what's her name walked in after it was all done, and she's like, and she's like all over. She's looking, and she's just like, oh, and you're like, oh, this was a mess. We're not going to show it, but trust me, this was a mess. So, yes, Renslayer and Miss Minutes murdered everyone.
Except for Brad.
Because Brad wants to be reinserted back into the Matrix.
Wants to go back to being an actor. Even he couldn't watch.
I know, right?
I mean, he would take a peek every once in a while, but
it was like what's his name in Scourge in Ragnarok. Whenever Hela was killing people, he was always kind of like, oh
yeah, Carl Urban.
Yeah. Another one? Is that another one for the
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Yes, he is definitely in my harem. Yes.
Okay. Debbie and her harem. Hang on, I'll find it.
Oh, I gotta make a new one.
You do gotta make a new one.
I do.
This is just a sampling of Debbie's harem. It's just a small taste.
Oh, there's so many more.
I didn't even see. Was Tom in this one? No.
Tom Cruise?
Tom Hiddleston.
Oh, no, he's not.
I was gonna say. I know he's
Bucky's not in there either.
Yeah.
Sebastian Stan.
Yeah.
Hubba hubba.
Everybody's got their thing. So, hang on. We got chats going off, and I'm looking for pictures. Apparently, Andrew's at a loss for words.
Oh, about my hair?
Probably.
I just have actors that I really like. And I just happen to put them into a group.
Sure. Why not?
I'm not even sure I came up with the term harem. It might have been somebody else.
I think it was Biscardi.
It might have been Biscardi because he's the one that made the picture. So,
yeah. John, if you're watching, we need an updated picture. We'll have Debbie send you a list. Okay, so back to Loki. um, Victor gets kidnapped because he's looking a hot cocoa machine.
I was just so fascinated by it. I was like,
And honestly, okay, so I was looking at this initially. I was like, he's looking for an escape. At this point, he's looking for a way to get out. That's he's trying to. I'm very curious about this machine because I want to go see it. And then he actually wanted to go to the cocoa, and then I'm like, you do realize the world is about to end, right? And you want to go look at a hot cocoa machine. Whatever.
I mean, he comes from the what was it, 1800s? So
1896,
three,
3, something like that.
three,
Yeah.
yeah.
Late
So
1800s.
it would be fascinating to see something from the
Uh,
future
a machine that makes hot cocoa.
and soup and coffee.
They should have taken him to the pie room. But he gets kidnapped, and then of course, Renslayer, and it already is. What are you talking about? It's cold outside.
Mm,
Renslayer and Miss Minutes are there. They're looking for his device. And well, what if you don't like what I have to tell you? I mean, he's still very much. He still comes off to me as and I know he's as a con man. It's like
yeah.
I'm gonna weasel my way out of this. What did Han Solo say? I'll talk my way out of it. Yes, I do every time.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out if he's putting on an act or if he's actually like that. Because I don't know, it just
I've got theories about that, and I'll get to those when we get toward the end of this episode. Just because of the way this thing ended. So I've got my thoughts. I've got my theories, and we'll see if it all plays out. But we'll get there. We'll get there. I promise. But Miss Minutes is taking over like everything at this point too. She's shutting down all the
pads and
temp pads and everything, elevators. I mean, she's shutting everything down. And then we get another Jurassic Park moment. Okay, when we saw Miss Minutes in the first season, she reminded me in the first Jurassic Park movie, you had that Mr. DNA. Oh, Mr. DNA, where did you come from? From your blood. I was like, oh, it's Miss Minutes. Oh, this is okay. It's hilarious. We had another Jurassic Park moment. You didn't say the magic word. And that's all I could think was like, because she kept saying, you're not allowed. And I'm like,
access denied.
Access denied.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought when I seen that. And I was like, oh gosh. Actually, gosh, I can't remember who it is, if it was one of the writers or produced, I don't know, but they said that they did take Miss Minutes from the DNA guy in Jurassic Park.
Whoa, I called it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a woman. I can't remember her name because I seen a TikTok video. Or
Well, that's just great. I called that one. Awesome.
Yeah.
I feel appeased. My life is good.
You have been justified.
I have been justified. I am the justifier. So anyway, but they reboot her, and she even leaving, even in her reboot, say she's like evil. And I mean, she even says to Victor, I will sleep better tonight. Yes. But even to Victor, she says, Like right before you'll never be him. It's like,
oh, her voice changed too because
yeah,
she's like, Victor, I need to tell you. And then she, she gets the
the
X
X
on
eyes.
the eyes, and then she disappears, and then she comes back. You'll never be him. I'm like, damn,
She's
getting vicious.
and then she turns into a little 8-bit. Hello, I am Miss Minutes.
Probably how she started out.
Now, why didn't they? What I want to know is why didn't they do that initially? Why didn't they just do that initially? Because, I mean, maybe because they thought they needed her for the overrides to get into the thing.
Yeah, they did. They thought if they couldn't get He Who Remains or Victor Timely, they would need her for the override. Now, why? Of course, at that time they didn't know she was evil.
But I look at it too, and I'm like, if let me think, how do I want to put this? Because they've got Timely at the TVA, and they know Miss Minutes is at the end of time. So they know Miss Minutes could come back. So it's like, okay, we got Victor here. Quick, reboot her. And then we don't have to worry about Renslayer at all.
Mm-hmm.
Just a thought. There are so many ways I could armchair quarterback the entire MCU and sit there and go, why didn't you do it this way? You could have saved a whole heck of a lot.
That's not how the plot works.
I know, because they need the movies to have. My biggest one is in Endgame. In Endgame, they said 22 days ago, Earth was the site of a phenomenal cosmic power. And then 2 days ago, or 1 day ago, the same cosmic power happened on this planet. Oh, he used the stones again. All right, that's great. I used the stones to destroy the stones. Okay, we're going to go back in time and get the stones. Well, if you think about it, at one time in New York City, there's 3 stones in New York City at one particular point in time. And I'm like, if you think about it, there's a period of 3 weeks where all 6 stones are on one planet with an injured Thanos and nobody else is around him. You won't have to worry about going back in time. Well, I mean, you go back in time, you won't have to worry about time biting back. You won't have to worry about having to return all the stones and creating all these alternate timelines. You just go to that planet during that 3-week period and kill Thanos. No, not that.
That's my favorite one.
We just go back and find baby Thanos and, okay, that's horrible.
No, it's not.
But yeah, I mean that's always been one of my biggest things is like, okay, you're on a planet. He's on a planet by himself with nobody else, no civilian population. He's there for 3 weeks before he uses stones again. He has all 6 stones with him for that entire 3 weeks. He's injured because Thor hit him in the chest with an axe, plus the fact that he burned himself with the snap. So it's not like he's mega ultra powerful at this point. Go there. You don't have to sacrifice Nat at that point. Okay, Star-Lord loses Gamora. Okay, fine. But still, I smartest Avenger my butt. Well, we need somebody with a bigger brain than Tony's. Like, yeah, if Tony had a bigger brain, he would have known where to go. Just saying. No, you don't even need to go for the head. You go for the hand. Yeah, Thor should have thrown that axe. It shouldn't have hit him in the chest. He should have gone over just a little bit and cut his hand off. Just cut the glove off of him. He wouldn't be able to snap. Just my thoughts. Yeah, you could have ended that whole thing in Infinity War. You wouldn't even had to deal with Endgame. You should have gone for the head or the hand. Just saying.
This is true.
Anyway, we're not talking about Thanos. We're not talking. Well, we are talking about armchair quarterbacking the MCU and armchair quarterbacking Loki at this point. Okay, so I want to take a step back to we see this scene that we saw in episode 1 now too, where Loki was time skipping. Mobius was about to lose all of his skin, and he ends up at the TVA, and it's a mess and it's a wreck, and Sylvie's there, and then he got pruned, and the big
Yeah,
thing was
I was lost there for a second because I was like, did I nod off and miss something?
you know what? I wasn't at all, because I saw that now, and because the phone was ringing, you could hear the phone ringing, and that was happening during that scene back at the first. And I was like, oh, and they were in the elevators. Sylvie was in the elevator. I'm like, oh, this is the season, or the episode 1, season 2, episode 1 spot where he's about to get pruned. Now we're probably about to find out who pruned him. And
well, we all knew who pruned him.
He pruned himself.
Mm-hmm.
So
my question is that the phone ringing there at the elevator, how the hell did Obi know that's where he was?
Because he's Obi. I don't know.
And what a weird place for a telephone. It makes
right
no sense whatsoever.
on a little table right in the middle of the hallway.
Yeah, I mean, why?
And they rebooted him too, and they said, "Well, we can't reboot him because then they'll be able to use their magic again." That was the good one.
Turn it off.
Turn it off. Yeah, exactly. That's how he knew Obi-Wan Kenobi. and then of course Loki mind controlling. Oh, well, this is comfortable, and he walks in there to Timely, and then him and Sylvie, come on, let's go, and then Renslayer gets pruned. Ravonna is gone.
Yeah,
but is she gone?
I don't think any of them are.
I don't think any of them are either. But they take Timely back. Timely does his aura scan, and even in the aura scan, he was like, "Are you sure this is safe?"
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, theoretically, and here's Obi. Theoretically, and then Loki's like, "No, you're fine. It's gonna be fine. You'll be okay." And he does the scan. It's worse than I thought. They start arguing over who's going to go out there. Victor decides he's going to go out there in case something goes wrong. And Victor takes one step out there and instantly spaghettis.
Spaghettified.
So, what are your thoughts on this?
That was not on my bingo card.
That was not on your bingo card?
Yeah. Well, I thought it was weird that Victor volunteered because that's kind of out of character for him because he runs away at every chance he gets. He's always escaping. So yeah, I don't know. This whole thing is just weird. And then watching them realizing that they're going to get blasted with that radiation. But yeah, I think because of what we've seen in the trailer, I think it's going to be like some sort of reset because we see Loki time slipping again. And I think he's going to figure out that he can kind of go back in time and maybe do things a little differently.
Like Groundhog Day?
Yeah.
My thought on this, and this is where my theory kicks in. We talked about this a little bit earlier. And this kind of covers as to why he's going to volunteer for it. I think with his machine, with his prototype that was going to fix everything, I think he knew exactly what that did, and I think he needed that. I think he was inserting himself into with that. He inserts himself into time. He makes himself become time itself. And when he jumped into that thing with his multiplier, he knew exactly what was going to happen. That's why he volunteered. And he knew that
It was all part of his plan.
exactly. If I'm going to be this huge, powerful being, I need to insert myself into time. And here's how I need to do it. Here's basically this, like in Quantum Mania. This is my ship. I've got to get my ship going. And now that my ship is going, I can go. And the spaghetti stuff was basically just him shooting all of his variants and essences and auras into the timeline. And I think, like I said, I think he meant to do that. And I think you saw it on his face when he first stepped into the TVA and he looked around and he saw all the faces looking back at him, and he's like, "That's my face." I mean, he knew that he was destined for greater things. So he had glorious purpose.
Yeah. But yeah, that I mean,
That's my theory anyway.
when that screen went completely white and then it went black, and I was just sitting there like,
Well, you had the explosion, and it was coming through, and it was like all the muffled. What happened? What happened? I don't know. And it was the muffled sound, and even Loki was sitting there going, "I don't know." And then
the tears in his eyes. I was like, oh no.
And then it went white, and then roll credits. It's like, oh, now what?
Yeah, that was.
I kind of wish I had not watched that mid-season trailer at this point now, because now I'm like, okay, something's going to happen. They're going to bring him back. So,
Well, you knew with 2 episodes left, you knew they were going to bring him back.
No, I know, but still,
The trailer really didn't spoil anything. But yeah, I really do think that because of that explosion, either he gets pushed back to like at the start of the episode where he ends up in the TVA and then he starts time slipping. He realizes what's going on and then realizes,
I can use this time slip to.
Yeah, I can kind of control a little bit, wherever I land. I don't know if he can control where he goes, but he can do something wherever he lands.
Wherever he lands, he can do something that will affect his next step.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I have. I mean, eventually this might be the start of the multiverse wars.
Well, maybe. Yeah. And I mean, he even said, I think Miss Minutes even said something to Renslayer about that at the very first. He said something like,
I do.
He said something about new rock stars.
I love him. He's funny.
I have not. I will have to check that out. But she said something about you were a general and you were fighting by his side and blah 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 blah. So
yeah, she led the army.
Yeah.
Well, I posted a poll on Twitter /X, and I asked if, with what happened with this 4th episode, do you think it's a complete reset? Does it take us into the multiverse wars or whatever? Or you have no clue because you're just so confused?
Yes.
All of the above. Yeah. And
but so help me, if they put Tom Cruise in Iron Man, I'm done. I'm done. There was that rumor flying around for Multiverse of Madness, and it's like, oh, Tom Cruise is going to be the ultimate Iron Man. I'm like, if he is, I'm done. I'm going to give up on the MCU. I'll just quit watching. I'll be like, all right, you had me, and now you've lost me. Way to go.
Oh yeah, it's going to be interesting. Who was it? Because I started following one of the guys that is writing this season. I can't
Oh, yeah.
remember his name, but he posted on Twitter about, I'm glad you guys really enjoyed episode 4, but episodes 5 and 6 are my personal favorites. I was like, wow. And I was really surprised that they ended this episode with such a big cliffhanger, because I
know, right?
Nobody was expecting that. That was on nobody's bingo card.
Nobody was expecting the TVA to fall.
Yeah. I mean, I think everybody thought, at the last minute they'll fix it. And
Obi's going to save the day.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think my jaw was on the floor for a good 20 minutes after that episode, because I immediately ran to Twitter to see what everybody else thought. And to Tickety Talk.
You know what, honestly, I didn't even watch this episode. I had we watched a football game Friday night. I didn't watch it till Saturday evening.
Good Lord.
I know. It's been a I had a spill in my garage. I hurt myself. I missed 2 days of work last week. So and then I had to go work at a band competition on Saturday while I was hurting, and it was raining and like 40 degrees outside. And then my parents came down for the weekend, so we had to deal with
This is why you don't volunteer for stuff.
It's been a weekend. Well, they like the parents to volunteer for things. So
Yeah, I did that.
I like to support my kids.
I did it a couple of times. I don't know for what sport or what it was, but I was just like, yeah, never again, because they're all power hungry and they stab you in the back. And I was like, no, I don't want nothing to do with that. So.
The worst part about it was that I was signing me and Luke up for it. And I told Luke, I was like, well, you can't do concessions because you're not 16. And I said, well, I'll put you on hospitality. It's dumb. I don't want to be on hospitality, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm going to be taking tickets down there. You can be on hospitality. Well, we woke up Saturday morning. It was raining. It was 50 degrees outside. No, it was colder than that. It was in the 40s. I was freezing my butt off, soaked to the bone, standing out there taking everybody's ticket. And where is Luke? He's doing hospitality up in the press box. It's nice and warm up there. It's not raining. It's dry. I'm like,
was he texting you going,
pretty much, yeah. He's like, he got done. And he was like, I love that job. Well, I'm going to do that one again next year. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm going to do that one next year too. So,
oh Lord.
Anyway, all right. Did we miss anything now that we've chased every rabbit possible, as we always do?
Yeah. No, I think we covered just about everything.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do we have any shameless plugs? Of course we do. We always do.
I don't know. I mean, I assume Sith Dominion will have their part 2. Well, maybe they won't, since it's Halloween.
Oh.
I have not heard. But Dr. Dana does have a new article out.
Very nice.
You give that episode a 8.5, Andrew?
I like the ending. You know what? I'll probably agree with you. This has probably been my favorite episode so far.
I'm going with a 9.5 because there was just stuff that I just didn't see coming.
Yes, and that's what makes it good.
Yeah. So yeah, Dr. Dana has a Vader article out on
GeekNewsNow.net.
thank you. I can't my brain just went
It's the Loki episode. It's a mind melt.
that, and it's Monday and I'm tired. So anyway, there may be a Sith Dominion. If it is tomorrow night, they're going to be doing part 2 of the Inquisitors. And if they don't have it tomorrow night and you didn't see part 1, go back and watch part 1 and then you'll be ready for part 2 whenever they air it. Thursday, we are back, correct? With
Yes.
Mando season 2, The Heiress.
The Heiress. Yes.
Yep.
This is the Bo-Katan
Friday,
episode.
Yeah. Friday, I assume there's some kind of hobby hut going up. Yes, no, maybe. Nobody knows.
I don't know. It's possible.
Saturday is Geek Gauntlet, where they talk about everything. Gaming, comics. They'll hit on Loki. And anything.
No, that you hit on Loki. Oh yeah.
How you doing?
How you doing?
I did start watching Friends the other night because
oh yeah, I know. That's sad.
Matthew Perry's passing, which totally broke my heart because he was my favorite character. I love the sarcastic humor.
I don't know. For me, it was a toss up. Well, you've got your harem, and I've got my harem, and Jennifer Aniston is in my harem. But also, if you're gonna make me choose, I would say either Chandler or Joey, either one of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's like making me choose between Baze and Chirrut. It's like you can't have one without the other.
Yeah, I like Chirrut better. Yeah, so yeah, I was totally heartbroken. I texted my daughter, and she was like, "What?"
I was devastated. I was like, "Oh no!"
I was, and on TikTok, I don't know, when you watch one video, then a bunch of other videos of the same thing or same genre.
It just kept repeating.
Well, the thing is, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, somebody put up a TikTok on Friends, and I watched the whole thing. So now my For You page is a lot of Friends episodes. And so I was like, I just really need to rewatch this because it's still funny. And I love Chandler. And then
we were on a break. I saw a meme about that. In fact, it was Dr. Strange, and he was doing his thing, and he said, I just saw 14 million different outcomes, and Ross and Rachel were on a break in every one.
Yeah, so that broke my heart. That was that. You had Rich and Maul die too. The bailiff from Night Court.
Yeah.
And oh gosh, there was somebody else, and I can't. There was 4. Usually they're only come in 3s, but there were 4. Can't remember who the other. Oh, Richard Roundtree.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that was a shocker. And then that hockey player. Holy crap. That was horrifying to watch. Horrifying.
Sad.
So our condolences go to
everybody,
because it was really kind of like a bad week. So
that's okay. We'll make up for it. So,
I did not mean to make it depressing, but I did want to say something about Matthew Perry because I adored it. So
yeah. So, and then we'll be back next week with the next episode of Loki, of course, right here. And go check us out on all the social medias. We are on TikTok, Twitter.
All the links
YouTube.
down below in the description. I did manage to get that up this time.
Nice.
I keep
Links down
forgetting.
below in the description. Hit the like and subscribe button and mash that bell icon for notifications so you know. Oh, when
Do you
you
have
go when
Do you have a conference, a Comic-Con or something coming up?
not my next con, I've got Brickfest coming up in January.
Oh, I thought there was something sooner.
No. FanFest was last weekend.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that's what I was thinking of. Again, time. It just smushes all together.
And I got to
Well,
talk to
thank you, Andrew.
I got to talk to Dennis Lawson. It was awesome. I got to talk to Dennis Lawson and
Andy.
no, I
Paul.
missed him. No, it's Ezra. I got to talk to Ezra.
Oh, Ezra, that's right.
Oh, it was awesome.
I can never remember his name, and I'd probably screw it up if I tried
Yeah,
to say
same here. So anyway, check us out on all the socials.
do like Andrew do.
Yeah,
Does. That didn't come out right. He follows us on all platforms.
and he hits the like and subscribe button so that he knows when we go. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. You gotta hit that like and subscribe. You gotta hit the notification button, because in December I went and bought the Star Wars Lego Advent Calendar on the other day. We'll just say the other day, and so starting December 1st through December 24th, I'm gonna have a daily live Lego build for the Lego Star Wars Advent Calendar. So I don't know when. I mean, it's going to be sporadically throughout the day. I mean, it'll depend. If it's a Saturday or a Sunday, I'll probably do it in the afternoon. If it's a weekday, I'll probably do it in the evening. If it's a Monday or a Thursday and we're doing the show, then I'll do it early in the evening. Or if it's later in the evening, I don't know. So,
I assume that'll pop up under Hobby Hut.
Possibly. I might just run it. Last year, I just did it under special events. So, but like I said, just it's going to be a daily live feed. So you got to hit that notification bell so you know when we go live. I mean, it's only going to take like 5 or 10 minutes. It's not going to be a whole. Oh my gosh,
This is taking forever.
I'm building a Death Star and got to listen to David talk for 3 hours.
Speaking of Lego, and I forgot to watch it this weekend, but there is a Marvel Lego. I assume it's like the ones they do for Star Wars, but it's called Code Red, I believe.
Is it on
Disney Plus.
Oh, it's on Disney Plus. It's oh
Is it-
gosh.
Is it not what I think it is? Or
No. God, now you're gonna make me think about it. I know exactly what you're talking about. Was that the one where Loki was using his snowballs and throwing the?
haven't watched it. I don't know. I
Oh,
meant
okay.
I meant to, and I totally forgot about it.
I think if that's the same one, it's been on Netflix.
And I thought
Okay.
this.
So Andrew, you watched it today. It's not as good as the Star Wars ones. Was it the one where Loki was throwing the snowballs at and controlling people's minds with the snowballs? Was that the one?
So this isn't a brand new thing.
I don't know. Well, if this is that one, then it's not. It's not. But
Oh, well,
I
that's
mean,
interesting.
they've made a bunch of Lego is. They hunt down all the red named Marvel heroes and villains. Oh, well, this is different then. Okay, so this would be a new one then.
I'm surprised they haven't done more Marvel Lego.
There's there is there's one, and it was on Netflix, and it's Lego Marvel, and I want to say it was like Code Frosty or something like that. It was hilarious. I mean, all the Lego stuff is hilarious. It's just a fun take on everything, be it Star Wars. Batman has quite a few. Lego Batman has quite a few things. They even did one on just the Lego villains. So, but
Yeah, I think I've seen the Batman ones. And then
of
the
course,
Lego movie. I like the Lego movie. That was
Lego movie was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, I'll have to go check that out. But anyway, the one with the snowballs, it was really funny because it was Spider-Man, and they keep making jokes about Spider-Man being an angsty teenager, and he can't join the Avengers because he's so full of angst. And then they find out that it's Loki, and Thor is going to go fight Loki, and he says, "Come with me, man of iron. Come, angsty one." And they fly off to go fight Loki. It's hilarious.
Oh boy.
Anyway, lovely, lovely, lovely. I'll have to find that one. So that's going to be it for us. Again, follow, like, subscribe, mash the notifications. We will see you all next week. Y'all have fun.